Welcome back to another episode of Off the Bench. Of course, I'm DeMarcus.
I'm Ty.
What's going on, Ty? How we been doing, man?
Good.
Going good?
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
So today, man, we're gonna get back into basketball today. Mm-hmm. How you feel about that? You feel good about that?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So first thing I want to talk about, let's talk about LeBron, man. So LeBron, he's on the hunt for the number one spot. Over Kareem. He's 36 points away right now. Mm-hmm. And I think they said, next two games, of course. Probably in the next game. Yeah. Because he got next two games at home, which I feel like he did it on purpose. I feel like he kind of coasted his way so he can do it at home in L.A. on the L.A. floor. Yeah. So they got the Thunder, and then they got the Bucks right behind each other.
Thunder's no slouch now.
And Thunder's no slouch. So they've been playing real good. So the reason why I bring him up about that, do you feel like the more LeBron is playing, it's helping or hurting the GOAT conversation?
I mean, for him, I think it's helping because he's stretching out pretty much what we thought was, 20 years ago was untouchable, unattainable. Mm-hmm. And then now you see pretty much him finna break this record and then carry the torch to 2 or 3 more seasons of him possibly averaging 25 points per game. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot. Mm-hmm. And like I was talking to a friend last night, I don't think this is gonna get touched.
Talking about the scoring?
Yeah.
Okay. Scoring title?
Yeah.
Or scoring spot, number one spot?
Especially not in our lifetime. I don't think.
So you think he pushes it to a point that just nobody can catch it? Yeah. Or overturn it?
Yeah. I mean,
overthrow.
Yeah. I mean, for the younger generations, this is their MJ. We got to see MJ play. We got to see, 6 rings, 6-0 in the finals, and everything else.
MVPs, all the individual accolades,
defensive players of the year, and everything else. But LeBron is pretty much going to be top 5 in every statistical category.
Because he just moved into 4th place in assists. Yeah, he passed Steve Nash. Yeah, so he's 4th in assists. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then you finna have pretty much, he's going to be a top 5 of rebounds as well. Yeah. So all his stats is pretty much is going to be in the record books for some time. Mm-hmm. So when I was putting this,
this topic together, I looked at it a couple different ways. Mm-hmm. Like you said, I felt like him playing more, of course, is giving us an opportunity to continue on seeing good basketball, seeing all these numbers that he's putting up and all these records he's breaking. And like you said, the stronghold he's putting on the NBA that, look, when I leave, I'm finna put it in a place where nobody can touch it. Mm-hmm. But then I also looked at the other part, like when you talk about the GOAT conversation, a lot of it is about rings and a lot of it's about, individual, accolades. Yeah. And I feel like the more he's playing and he's being a part of a bad situation with the Lakers, I feel like it's hurting him because, LeBron, individually, you look good, but your individuals didn't match the winning. Yeah.
I mean, winning is also a team sport as well, though. So look at that first team he took to San Antonio. Yeah. That was terrible.
It was terrible. Yeah. And I'm glad because, like I said, I'm a Spurs fan, so I'm glad we got a chance to sweep them. We're the only organization that ever said we swept them. Yeah. Nobody else can say that about LeBron. But I also know he was ready for the moment, but as an organization and team, they weren't ready for the moment. That's why him going and doing it with against Golden State was even better because at that time he had the team, he had the ownership backing him the correct way, allowing him to help build that team up to get to that point. Yeah, especially where you got some seasoned veterans and everything too.
I mean, even at the time in Miami when he went, what do you call it, 0 dark 30? Yeah. So I mean, that was his time of basically leading, and he was what
26?
I would say
25, 26, something like that.
I know he was back end of 20.
Yeah. He was going into his 30s.
Yeah. So it taught him how to be a leader, and especially leading 2 other All-Stars and him
Hall of Famers too.
Hall of Famers. Yeah. And him having to put that team on his back and against your Spurs. Yeah. So I think pretty much, not gonna call him my GOAT, but he is in the GOAT talk.
Cause see, even like when you're talking about, when you first started talking about him being this generation's GOAT, I feel like Kobe's this generation's GOAT too.
Yeah, I don't think Kobe get the respect.
I don't think he get the respect. Yeah. Because I feel like the one thing about it, even though individually he was great, but I feel like he led his team similar to LeBron, but he did it without, having another Hall of Famer by his side. I know, Shaq was 3 of them, and he did 2 of them with good, serviceable players, all-star players too as well.
Powell and
Lamar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think, but Kobe, he just the way he impacted games, just the way he was, mentally, how he messed people up. I just think, to me, you still put him in that GOAT conversation for this generation with LeBron. But I understand, like you said before, not everybody's seen Kobe play. Not everybody's seen Michael play. So of course, seeing LeBron play as they've grown up with him being the best player in the NBA.
I think with what LeBron is doing, he's arguably has to be in everybody's top 5.
Yeah, he's in my top 5, 100%, 1,000%.
Or even by
top
position.
top 3. I would say top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3. He's top 3 to me all time.
Yeah.
No matter how you want to place him. If you want to place him 1, he's still 1, Michael 2, Kobe 3. I mean, however you want to place them. To me, those 3 guys forever would be top 3.
Yeah, and I think we need to stop arguing this top 5 stuff.
Okay.
Because your top 5 and my top 5 is going to be completely different.
I don't think we need to stop arguing it. I think it's still a valid argument. I think we need to change the way we talk about it.
Yeah, but also like my top 5 is going to be 1,000 times different from my dad's top 5 because he got to see a little of Kareem play. Kareem might not be in my top 5 because I never seen Kareem play. But Kareem, he wins. He has championships.
So do you think that's the biggest issue, that the reason why we need to quit having a conversation, because not everybody got to see everybody play?
Yeah, because like I said, like I don't know how Bill was. You see highlights. You see Bill dunk with one hand and patting the ball, dribbling and stuff like that.
Like we were talking about with Wilt Chamberlain.
But I can't argue with him because he's seen that. He's seen what Bill did on and off the court. He's seen what Bill did, dominating. Shaq was the same way for us. Like Shaq was our domination player.
He was our Wilt Chamberlain.
Pretty much. Yeah, he dominated Yao, Patrick, everybody but
he was like a combination of Wilt Chamberlain and Daryl Dawkins.
Yeah.
Because Daryl Dawkins had that power of dunking the ball every time.
Yeah.
He was like one of the first bigs to show you that strength. And then, of course, the finesse part of Wilt being able to finish both hands. Shaq showed that too as well.
I never got to see Magic play. Magic might not be in my top 5.
Really?
I'm just saying, I don't really.
No, I understand
I haven't
that.
sat down and had a top 5 in a bird. But
I can see that. Like I said, because Larry Bird, you didn't see him. Madden Johnson, you didn't see him.
Yeah, I didn't see Isaiah Thomas play. He's not in my top 5. Stuff like that. Some people, Isaiah Thomas.
So it's a
generational thing.
So you think they should be like, okay, instead of having like an all-time list, you should have a generational list.
That could be something.
Saying, okay, per your generation, let's just talk about you. Just like if we're born in the same generation, let's talk about our generation. Yeah, let's not even bring up the older players.
Because DeMarcus Cousins, the pod I sent you,
we're gonna talk about that next.
He said Tim Duncan should be in people's top 5.
Yeah,
Tim Duncan is probably not even a lot of people
radar.
Top 7.
Yeah, no, it's top 10.
Yeah, he pretty much was a fundamental big guy that wins. He won pretty much everything. But like I said, he's not in some people's top 5. But
he led a franchise and was good on the field, on the court, off the court. Yeah. Did everything the right way. Yeah. In order to be on the floor, even with a bad knee when he got in his latter years of his career. Yeah. And like you say, taking a franchise to another level, and then doing it with guys that weren't like they said, superstar status. Like Ginobili and Parker was good players, all-star players, but they were never looked at like elite. Yeah. Even though Ginobili is the reason why we have Eurostep. Yeah. He's the whole reason why that's even in the NBA now. And guys use it every single day, especially Giannis. He uses it every single day.
Yeah. Now, if you have a top 5 and you throw DeMar DeRozan in, then we need arguments.
Then we need arguments. We need to have a sit down. Yeah. Like my grandma used to say, we need to have a coming to Jesus moment, because there's something satanical in you to say something like that. Yeah, not even close. Yeah. Don't even do that now. We need to really have an intervention. But I agree with you on that. I can see that too. Yeah. Because I've always had this argument with a lot of different guys. And of course, like I said, everybody I had an argument with, you and Tim and everybody, we have our own idea of what we're looking at for why you're our top 5. Yeah. When we should have probably another conversation of generational wise, why you're top 5 for this generation. Yeah. Because Like I say, every generation is different. Some people, like I say, growing up now, didn't even see half the people we talking about.
Because
they don't care to look them up and see if they would go. Or they'll say, well, look how they playing. They're not playing this way, and they could never do this.
Yeah,
and that's not true.
Yeah.
So that's why I say. That's why I say it's a lot of guys I think in the top 75 greatest players of all time that could transition from any generation. So there's some guys I feel like could
a handful
selective. Like John Stockton, I don't think he could play in today's NBA.
Oh, that's big.
I don't think he could play in today's NBA.
He could.
You think he could?
Yeah.
How?
I think he could. Look at all-time assists.
I give him that. Now I'm talking about with just the skill that's necessary to be a point to be a guard.
I'm not gonna say go out there and guard the best player. We're gonna hide him on defense, but offensive wise,
gonna guard?
On offensive wise, he can
run the team. Yeah,
he can be the floor general you need. But
who in the NBA like that now?
Who's in the NBA like that now?
Yeah, just like John Stockton. He don't exist. He was
a pass first player,
he can't shoot.
Yeah.
John Stockton couldn't shoot. Not like what we see.
Yeah.
Because like I say, John Stockton is he's a traditional point guard.
Yeah, he is.
Like we talked about before. There's just guards now. There's no point guard.
Yeah.
You're just a guard. Who is he going? Who like him now in the NBA? There is none.
No, not really.
That's what I'm saying. That's where he'll struggle.
Yeah.
Unless he around the team. We're gonna talk about him. Hold on, I got something to say about him. We're gonna talk about him. Hold on, he's stealing the church's money. That's what he's doing. But we're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about him in a second.
But no, seriously, like I mean, every player now pretty much can get their own shot off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Creatively, you know, even
in an array of different ways.
Even the worst player in the NBA can give you 40 in a rec.
That's what I'm saying.
So I mean, John Stockton, you know, he was great in his era. No, I don't think nobody in my lifetime is going to see his assist record being broke.
No, I don't think so. I think, like I said, because at the time of the league and how basketball was being played,
it was
that style,
solid positions.
Exactly, you had solid positions, and guys knew that your job is to do this, his job is to do that. Now you don't have that, so that's why I think it's. I guess you could say it's too many assists being thrown around for one guy to pass him in assists. That's how I look at it. And some guys that come close, like LeBron, he's close.
Yeah.
But I think passing him, that's going to be the hard part.
Yeah.
So staying with DeMarcus Cousins, I like that video. I had seen that video before, and I wanted to bring it up at previous episodes, but I think it was perfect we brought it up now. What do you think top 5 point guard for you? Because like we talked about before, basketball's positionless now.
Yeah.
So, but if we talking about just strictly point guard, who would you go top 5 point guard?
All right, so once again, this is one of these things where I'm going to ask you, is there a point guard or not? Steph.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, so I would consider Steph a point guard in this case, so I would say Steph.
Okay.
I would put Magic in there.
Okay.
Just because how he changed the game and, you know, coming with the flashiness and everything.
Okay.
I would put Isaiah in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Kidd.
Jason Kidd. Okay.
Jason Kidd.
Okay.
So that's 4. I need one more. I'm gonna go with. I would put Chris Paul in mine.
Chris Paul in there?
Yeah.
Because that's what DeMarcus Cousins had a problem with. He had a real problem with everybody putting him in that category.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, he hasn't really won. He hasn't broken any records, but Chris Paul is
systematically a
great point guard. He makes all his teams better wherever he went to.
Yeah.
So
that's why I think too, conversation wise, we have to really sit down and break down. Are we, like I said, are we talking about strictly being a winner? Are we talking about impact? Or are we just talking about the skill set of the position that you are actually operating as you should because you're that point guard?
Yeah.
And I feel like your list, like you said, even though Steph, I still look at him just a combo guard because he does more shooting than he does passing. And he orchestrates more of the offense without the ball in his hand than he do with the ball in his hand. So that's why for me, he's more of a combo. But I agree with your list. Steph is probably the one I would change out. But like I said, I think we have to look at that. Are we talking about guys that's just systematically just running the team?
Yeah.
Or is he putting by him running the team, is that making other guys better and highlighting other players and, you know, other things they do over what he does.
The two names he brought up to me that was pretty interesting. He's teeter-tottering on my top 5. Steve Nash. How do you feel about that?
I like Steve Nash, 2-time MVP.
Should be one.
Okay. I mean, Kobe should have won that.
Different.
I will agree with you because that was Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant should have won it that year, but they gave it to Steve Nash. But I think because Steve Nash had a better team, overall record team.
For sure.
But yeah, Steve Nash is up there for me. I mean, you got to think he's top 5 now in assists, and without him, you know, Dallas, you know, was struggling without him. He came, him and Dirk, and then when he went to Phoenix, it's over with. Like Phoenix was only good because of Steve Nash. So impact of winning was because of him. So yeah, I agree. They need to talk about Steve Nash more for sure when they talking about all-time great point guard.
All right, another name you brought up was Tony Parker.
Tony Parker, yeah. I mean, I'm being biased because he's on the Spurs team, but yeah, because like I said, when we're talking about the position, point guards, like we was talking about on the last episode, like what are we basing it on? Are we basing it on a player that's strictly running the team, or are we talking about somebody that because of his size he's put there, but he scores like a small forward or like a stretch four or like a center?
Yeah, because in the pod they said somebody brought up Allen Iverson. 6-foot guard.
He's not a point guard.
But he's not a point guard.
He's not a point guard.
He's a small forward.
That's what I'm saying. So Allen Iverson's on that team. Eric Snow was the point guard.
Yeah.
And then you had Aaron McKee, which that 3 on the court that make no sense to me. At all. Like Aaron McKee, you cannot have him on the floor with Allen Iverson and Eric Snow. That's just that just don't work.
Yeah.
But in the NBA at that time, it worked because they got to the finals one year with that team.
Yeah.
But then they got beat to sleep like they're supposed to. But like I said, you look at Allen Iverson, he's a scoring guard. So you can't put him in that class of point guard.
Yeah.
And even him, I think he would say, no, I wasn't a point guard. I was just somebody that could score. Yeah. Stephon Marbury is another person. Played point guard, but he's a scorer.
Yeah.
His job was to put the ball in the hole. Yeah. Now, he was more point guard in Minnesota than he was in New York. When he went to New York, he became more of a scorer.
But that was his role.
That was his role. Yeah, that was the role he needed to be in. That's why it didn't work with him in KG in Minnesota. It's because he wanted to be that scorer, but they're like, nah, you got to get the ball to the ticket. And he didn't want to get the ball to the ticket. So that's why and that's another thing I noticed too with the evolution of the guard position. A lot of these guards, when they got to pair with somebody else that needs the ball just as much as they struggle, because I'm a scorer. I'm not this guy that's gonna come down here and get the ball and get out the way.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the struggle was for a lot of these guys. So that's why I say when it comes to this conversation, I don't care if it's 2 guard, it's a 3, if it's 4, or if it's the center position. What are we basing that off of when we talk about how we ranking these players?
Yeah. I would say I was really close to putting them in my top 5, and this just goes back to, like I said, top 5s. Darren Williams was a dog when I was watching basketball at that one time.
In college, yeah.
In college and with the Nets. Well, when he was with Utah.
I'm glad you brought him up because we're gonna bring him up here again.
Yeah, but he was, like I said, pretty much unstoppable. He pretty much almost a Dame before a Dame to me.
Okay.
Just pure out score, can get to where you want to. Big bodyguard.
Okay.
And like I said, he was pretty much almost he's top 10 for me as far as guards go.
Who, to my Darren Williams?
Yeah, for me. Okay. Just because, like I said, it's just my top. So
okay, all right. So staying in NBA, let's talk about max players. We're talking about super max player, whichever one you want to call them. And I want to rank them in tiers, 1 to 3. So if you had to say out of the max players you've seen in the league right now, who would be like tier 1 for you?
Tier 1 would be somebody like LeBron. Kyrie.
Okay.
KD.
Okay.
Giannis. Jokic. I want to put this name in there, but I don't think he got enough time in the league just yet.
Who? Ja Morant. You put him in a tier 1?
He's teetering right there. He could be.
Okay.
I think Tatum could be tier 1.
Okay.
Luka. Dame.
Okay. I
think that's
it?
Yeah.
What about Embiid?
I forgot about him.
You got him in tier 1 or you got him tier 2?
Tier 1. Yeah.
So I agree with a lot of your list. My tier ones were like I don't have Ja in my tier one. I think he's tier two.
I think by his next contract he's going to be tier one.
I think he's tier two. But I definitely had, like I said, Luka tier one, Steph tier one. I didn't have Kyrie tier one just because, man, he's not reliable enough for me. And then of course we don't know where, a lot of times you don't know where his head's at. You don't know if he's really committed. And I think I said this to you on the podcast like a while back, but sometimes I really believe, man, that basketball is just not that important to him. Sometimes, just not. This is how I feel. But I mean, talent wise, I can't deny his talent. Mm-hmm. He's one of the best one-on-one players that I've ever seen in the NBA. One of them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I got him at tier two. But definitely Giannis tier one. LeBron still doing it at his age to be doing what he's doing amongst all these other young upcoming. Mm-hmm. Definitely Dame for sure is in there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like Embiid and Jokic is kind of hard for me because like I love what Embiid does, but I just love what Jokic does a little bit better because like he's 1 assist right now away from averaging a triple double as a center, and that's just And I'm talking about slow and steady, goofy with it, 2 left feet with it, like ugly shot, everything you think that shouldn't work, it works, and nobody can stop it. That's why I would definitely put him up there. But yeah, now who would you rank like? And then Jason Taylor, I do like Jason Taylor, but like let's go to tier 2. Who would you say like on that cusp of being a tier 1 player?
I'm giving Shea.
Yeah, I like Shea.
I feel like Jimmy
Butler. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anthony Davis.
Okay.
He's not tier 2 for you?
Okay, go ahead, man.
He's not tier 2 for you?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry. This your list. Go ahead. This your list. I'm sorry. I apologize. No, I didn't. No, I'm good, man. I'm sorry. It's my fault. It's my fault. I forgot.
I didn't get this hostility.
It's not my list. It's not my list. It's your list. Go ahead.
All right. Let's go with. I don't want to put him right there. I think he's more 3.
Okay.
I'm not talking about Anthony Davis, but I'm talking about like Julius Randle.
Okay.
I think he's.
You think he's there?
I think he's right at 3.
Right at 3 for you? Okay.
Could be 2.
Okay.
Let's see. Somebody like, well, he's kind of been hurt too. It's hard. You're trying to go all through all the teams and everything else. I might be missing somebody, but
yeah, I mean, for me, tier 2 was like Jaylen Brown.
Okay,
Jaylen Brown's in there.
I agree with you on that.
I like I said, I like Julius Randle. I do, but like I said, just some.
You don't know what you're gonna get out of him.
He's too inconsistent. So that's why I got to put him in tier 3. I got Ja in tier 2. Okay, because like I said, he's on the cusp to.
I feel like Zion is tier 2 for me.
I think Zion's tier 2.
Yeah.
If you go, I like Shea. I think he's in that tier 2 because like I said, what he's doing with OKC, nobody thought he would do, and he's.
Ooh, we forgetting somebody. Ooh. Go ahead, you finish, and I bring up his name after. Okay. See if you.
And then of course, moving on from there, like Trae Young.
Yeah.
Trae Young, he's in that tier 2. He to me, he's a little whiny baby a lot. I think it's come with his youth and just being part of bad situation in Atlanta. Yeah. I think if he went somewhere that was a little bit better situation, I think we'd get more out of him because everybody gave him the crown of being the next Steph Curry, which I can see it, but it was too early to give him that. I mean, he gotta really show he could put up that type of volume of shots and made shots for us to give him that title, or hope that he can live up to that title. But he's in there in that tier 2. I like Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man's tier 2, even though he's only been in the league short time. I think he's tier 2. He's one level away. I like Cat. I think Cat's tier 2.
You taking all these players over Anthony Davis?
Of course.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, of course. This ain't even, man, listen.
All right.
I ain't dealing with nobody that gonna get hurt in the next 2 seconds.
I mean,
nah, I'm just not, bro. He's tier 3. He's tier 3 for me.
Okay.
He's not reliable. I can't give somebody that's not reliable a high tier.
Yeah.
How could you do that?
Yeah.
So who was the name you was thinking of?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker. He's tier 2.
Okay.
He's tier 2.
Yeah.
I think so.
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell, tier 2.
Tier 2. Okay.
Yeah, he's not up there with tier 1. Tier 2.
Kawhi, PG-13.
It's tough. I mean, I think
For
Kawhi.
so long we had Kawhi in that tier 1.
Yeah, I think Kawhi's tier 1. I think he's still tier 1. I think PG's tier 2. But like I said, it's hard because they just they just so hurt so much now. But like I say, when they are healthy, they're up there. So like I said, I would put Kawhi tier 1 just because, like I said, when he's healthy, offensive defense is one of the best in the league. And then Paul Pierce, I think, not Paul Pierce,
Paul George.
Paul George.
Yeah.
When Paul George is healthy, he to me tier 2.
Okay.
But yeah, those are a couple names that But like I said, the reason why I forget about them is because like they don't play enough no more.
Yeah.
They're hurt all the time.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's move into a topic that I saw. Actually, my boy Cosma. I appreciate you sending me this. He sent me this on Facebook Messenger, and there was a video that he sent me where Austin Rivers talked about what he called it highlight culture in high school basketball. That's what I took from it. And he was basically saying how the high school basketball level has been tainted because of everybody just wants to be clickbait. Everybody just wants to show highlights. Nobody's really showing real skill. And he said, when I was in high school, like it was an honor. It's like a badge of honor to get a mixtape.
Yeah.
And now everybody gets mixtapes.
Yeah.
So what do you think about high school highlight culture, like basketball culture right now? I mean, think it's a good thing or a bad thing for what's going on in high school?
I think it's, for the players, it's good. High school basketball, I think it hurts because, you see that in AAU ball. Yeah. Where it's just like flashes of, their greatness and stuff like that. But how can they actually play in system ball? How can they play pretty much in organized league instead of just running up and down the court, scoring, coming back and trying to play defense. But highlight coaching, and I think it's what's the wave now. Everybody want a microwavable culture. Some quick, some fast. That's how a lot of people get scholarships now. It's just pretty much what have you done. Instead of your overall grades. I mean, your overall skill set. Offense, defense, and everything else.
I feel like it's you can look at it a few different ways, but for me, it's like, I agree with you on it's helped a lot of players get seen because a lot of, back when we was growing up, a lot of players you couldn't, you didn't have the internet that was popping like that to where you can put a video on of you doing, certain moves, passes, dunks and stuff like that and be seen enough to where somebody would actually offer you a scholarship. Somebody would actually want you to come to their school. Now a lot of players are getting that, but I also think it's hurting because, like you say, a lot of these kids don't know how to read defenses. They don't know how to play with other players of the same caliber.
I would say this go for not just basketball. This go for all sports.
All sports, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's hurting the kids, because they go to these schools thinking that, I'm gonna still be my Baller's Life mixtape style player, and then you got to go there and actually operate a team. And a lot of these guards know how to do it, and then you never hear about them. Or they go to college and they have okay college career. And then it's a struggle for them to go to the NBA, or it's a struggle for them to go to overseas or anything like that. Because I will say with AAU, high school basketball and the NBA is very similar because it's like I said, it's one-on-one.
Yeah. Well, what you just said kind of brought me to, I know this is not dealing with sports, but it kind of reminds me of a storyline of like Drumline. He didn't know how to read music, so you don't know how to read offense to defense, but yet you still
have the skill
set to get you there. And it's up to your professor or your coach or whoever it is to get you there. I've heard plenty of times where it say when Cam Newton first got to the league, he didn't know how to read defense. They only had one side of the offense pretty much. The other side was just dummy plays. So he knew throw it to 2 or 3 wide receivers be in this area, and that's what he focused on. It took him a while to actually learn offense and defense and stuff like that. So I mean, it's coaching.
So being able to put the guys with the skills that they have, put them in the best position to highlight what they do that can also effectively impact the team for winning.
And if you're a coach, let the coach know, hey, he's not very good at reading defense. So that's something you're gonna have to help him out.
I'm sure now coaches with the amount of film that's out there on Instagram and YouTube and all these different platforms, I'm sure coaches are really the ones that can actually go see these guys play. I guess I would hope that they're really looking at that. They're like, look, in this situation, AAU or whatever, even on his high school team, they go to high school game. There is no real offense they're running. They're just pretty much giving him the ball and let him just orchestrate everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's spots in my system that he can still do that and be effective.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's like you said, that's where the coaching has to be top tier too, to be able to get that out of that player.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's move on to, let's see what topic I had. Let's go into 1v1. Who would you say in your mind, if you had to pick 6 guys in the NBA right now or all time, whichever one you want to pick?
Let's do it right now.
Let's do right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do generational right now. Who would be the top 6 best one-on-one, like 1v1 guys you would say in the league right now?
You know, I actually heard on a pod, one person that came to mind, Spencer Dinwiddie, said he killed a lot of people in 1v1s.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even think of him being as a 1v1 player.
I think he got it.
For real?
Yeah, when you sent me that, I was like, he gonna be surprised about this. I'll send you the clip later.
Yeah, send me the clip.
He actually was like, yeah, I beat him.
Because I know the reason why I came with this, because my boy Gilbert Arenas, he been on a tear on podcasts. Yeah. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas, because he's helping us a lot with our platform. Thank you, Gilbert. Agent Zero.
Yeah.
But he was talking about, reason why I brought this up, because he was talking, they were bringing up names like Derrick Rose, Kyrie, Steph Curry, all these guys. He was like, no, not giving him that. I'm getting him. I'm getting him. Because he was talking about his size. Yeah. And he also brought up too, and I'm going to bring this to you, how many dribbles are you giving these guys? Because he was talking about if it's 3 dribbles, they ain't nobody going to be able to do no with me.
Gilbert Arenas was a 6'3" point guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They could create a shot. Gilbert Arenas was pretty much like no other.
Yeah, he was different.
Yeah. I would go KD.
Okay.
I think he a nice 1v1. Kyrie, I think he can. Yeah. Those off rip or 2 people that just immediately came to mind. But 1v1, you got to think of somebody that can create. I think Tatum would be good.
Yeah, I'm about to say Jason Tatum.
I think Booker would be good too.
Yeah, Booker. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing about it. Like you got to look at all these guys, because they're gonna have to be able to create their shot in limited dribbles, and a lot of guys need multiple dribbles to get to their spot. But I think them guys that you just mentioned, Kyrie, Tatum, KD, even Steph. Even Steph, I don't think Steph needs a lot of moves to get to his shot.
Not a lot of moves, but a lot of dribbles. Look how much he dribbles though.
But I think a lot of that's because he's trying to move defenses. I think 1-on-1, I think 1 or 2 dribbles he gonna get when he. I
would take Jaylen Brown over Steph.
Jaylen Brown, yeah, because he is big. He's a bigger guard. Yeah. So I think because this one dribble didn't get to the basket for him for a lot of stuff. So I think his force would be unstoppable.
Going back to Spence. Spence is 6'6". That's another thing too for him to be a guard, 6'6".
You know what? Actually, I did watch. It was a while back. I think this is when he was coming out of rehab for his knee. I did watch him do some 1-on-1 stuff, and I was like, damn, I didn't think Spencer had it in him.
Spence got a game
because he got a nice little step back, and then like I said, because he is a bigger guard, he's able to use his body to get you off of him.
I can't remember who all he said he's beaten, but I know he said Kyrie for sure.
He beat Kyrie?
Yeah, he said Luka won't do it. Luka's more 5-on-5 than 1-on-1.
Yeah, Luka said, nah, man, he ain't finna put me in a spot.
I know he said a couple names. It's like, oh, wow, really? But I think somebody like Paul George. I think he'd be a nice 1v1.
He'd be a good one.
And maybe Kawhi.
Okay.
I think he'd be a nice 1v1 too.
Yeah, I think them guys, that's another thing too. Like, we talk about 1v1. Are we talking about guys that, like you say, have the ability to strictly get their own shot? Because I
think that's the biggest thing: get their own shot.
Get their own shot. Because I think Giannis would be a tough matchup 1-on-1. But I think if you put somebody with his size, I think it's hard for him.
You got to start him off at half court.
Yeah, what I'm saying,
give him a running start.
Yeah, he got to get a running start on somebody. So he can do that 2-step euro and then dunk the ball. But I think if you put him in a designated spot and say, hey, get a bucket, I think he struggles if he just can't bully you to the rim.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I say for them, I think it's going to be a struggle. All right, so moving on.
Who do you have? Who are some of the names?
Some of the names I have?
Yeah.
My top 6, I was going James Harden, Kyrie.
3 dribbles with James Harden?
3 dribbles with James Harden, yeah.
Okay.
James Harden, Kyrie, KD, Tatum, And then my fifth was probably gonna be I was gonna go Paul George.
Okay.
Fifth, and then sixth, I was gonna go six. I was gonna go Shea. 6.
Okay, while you was naming that, I thought another name, DeMar DeRozan. I think once he gets you to that mid game,
yeah, because he gonna free throw line extend you to death.
The whole game. Yeah,
and it's gonna be post up. I'm gonna catch the ball. I'm gonna fake one way, turn, jump shot. You ain't gonna be able to stop it. I forget about DeMar. But I just don't think of DeMar DeRozan as like that, because I always think of like 1v1 as a chance to really like make people kind of look silly. You know what I'm saying? Because of your hesitation ability, because of your ability to create space from a player. And like I said, with him, like I said, he literally is gonna be bagging you down and then turn around on you. Yeah. And you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Or he gonna be Kobe pump fakes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To the point when you finally jump and don't jump, then he gonna fade off for you. Yeah. But that's another good one. That's another good one. And Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker be good in one-on-one situations. Yeah. I think he has the ability to wow people with his ability to, like you say, create space, because he got a nasty step. I watch all these guys in summertime. All right, so the last thing I got on the plate, man, I say this for the bulk of our podcast episode today. Ben Simmons, because you brought him up earlier. Let me find my topic, because I had a perfect way to segue to it. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. Let's talk about the fall off of Ben Simmons.
I think we talked about this before.
I don't think
it's him. I think it's the system.
No.
You're not buying the system?
No, I'm not buying the system no more. I'm not buying it no more. I'm not buying it anymore. So I'm bringing him up because I want to talk about who else can you think of had the type of fall off that he's had. Because like for me, it's like, bro, like I get it, like you said, system. But it's
a lot to play into the system.
Come on, man.
Though.
It's not system no more, though. You've been in the league way too long to keep talking about the system is the reason why you can't give us nothing.
I mean, but you got to think, though, like, how many players benefited off the system? What if Kobe and Jordan and Shaq never ran the triangle offense?
They still be Kobe.
I mean, they still would be, but exactly. I'm just saying, would they still have 4, 5, 6 rings?
Probably so.
But it's so much that you have to plan, like system ball.
I feel like you give him too much.
I'm not giving him a leeway or nothing, excuses, but it's
out of everybody in the league that you talk about with me, you don't give nobody else the room of adjustment that you do for him. And I don't understand why. What are you seeing that makes you feel like he needs this room?
6'10".
Oh God.
Point guard.
That's not even. That's normal. That's normal now. That's normal now.
Bring down the ball.
That's normal. I'm
not defending him in any way. Like, he needs to play better. They need, especially with the trade that just happened. He has to do something. He has to be the third option, like he was the second option.
These fall offs started bringing back. I'm like, man, I was thinking to myself, like, man, who else could I remember that? It was like had all this hype and all this big future.
It's hard though, because
I'm thinking Danny Granger.
Injuries. Everyone that you can really name has been tagged with some type of injury.
Yeah, but that was the cause of them falling to the point where they couldn't be in the league no more. Like Ben, he was never top tier. And then everybody expected him to be top tier, but he's never given us any flashes of top tier.
No, I mean, he can't shoot, so he's not gonna pull up.
Like Danny Granger had a point when he was an Indiana boy. He was that dude.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was technically
Brandon Roy, that dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Injuries.
You know what I'm saying? The injuries is. But it was consistently. He just had a back. He's had back. That's it. But he's been out for 2 years for one injury. These guys had multiple injuries going on that caused them to.
It's the same. Like Grant Hill, injuries.
That's what I'm saying.
Tracy McGrady. Yep. I mean, he was great for a long time. Injuries.
Yeah.
It's hard to have a fall off like Ben, because it's never been seen before.
Yeah, it's never been seen.
The only one I would say, Markelle Fultz, but has he really fell off?
He hasn't. He's bounced back. He's bounced back from the injury.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the injury. I'm just talking about with the shot.
Oh yeah, with the shooting mechanics and then mental. Yeah.
You come to Washington. You played in Washington. You come to Philly and you just lose how to shoot a ball.
Yeah. He did.
Luckily, he's 6'6" and still in the league.
And Lonzo, same thing. Losing, having to learn how to reach. First time in your life, learn how to shoot the ball properly. But yeah, I think them guys, like I said, folks, they bounce back from it, and you see every single game they're showing you more and more flashes of what could be. But Ben's not giving you anything.
Yeah.
He's 6'10", bring the ball to the court. That's all everybody talks about with him. That's not enough no more.
Defense, but he's
what defense?
I would say Tatum.
Who's he guarding?
Tatum is
because he ain't guarding Tatum. Yeah. He ain't guarding Giannis.
Yeah.
And he not guarding nobody that we can say, oh, he's actually defending them when he should be able to with his size. Because even when they play Milwaukee, you should not have to build a wall when you got Ben Simmons. He should be able to guard Giannis by himself. He should be able to with all this talk.
But Giannis is pretty strong.
But what I'm saying, with everybody talking about him being such a great defender, he should be able to guard him by himself.
Yeah.
I don't see nobody. I don't see Ben Simmons and giving them anything on defense or on offense where you're like, man, because of him, we winning. But I see him out here with.
I don't think there's ever been like that though.
That's what I'm saying.
Not even since he was in Australia.
That's what I'm saying. But then when he's on the floor, he's out here with 0 points, or these triple doubles that's not even significant. Not even significant. 10, 10, and 10. Like, it's not even
10
significant.
rebounds, 10 assists.
Yeah, it's not even significant.
10 blocks.
Or he got the single triple double where it's 9 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists.
Yeah.
Or 0 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. Like, and 0 for 5 from the free throw line.
So I always said his game was equivalent to Draymond Green, where he's not going to hit you on the offense, on the point side, but he's going to hit you with defense, rebounds, and assists.
So do you think
that's
how they should? That's how they should have molded him, was more on a Draymond Green level
coming into Brooklyn? Yes.
Or what about Philly?
I mean, Philly, he was doing okay. He was pretty much the second leading scorer in Philly because he was the only other player. Yeah, but in Brooklyn, they should have molded that around more of Ben Simmons being the Draymond Green.
So just orchestrating the offense
through KD and Kyrie. And then
on defense just being and Steph Curry and Patty Mills and all them, Nick Claxton. Yeah. And then, like you said, be more of a defender. Yeah. Or a dog on the defensive end. Yeah. That's blocking shots and all. That's
what he should have been.
I think so, because like you said, because you already got 2 of the best scorers to ever do it.
Could give you 25 points easily per game.
Yeah. So we don't need you being to score, but you can have 10 points, 15, 16 rebounds, and about 18 assists a game with these guys on the court with you. But I would say that it's hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch. Yeah. Because at least with the other guys we named, there was a contributing factor to them, falling off as bad as they did. Like I said, because the injury bug just got them so bad they couldn't recover. But even then, even with going through all those injuries, they still show flashes. You're still like, man, if he just never had knee problem.
I don't think we ever was like, oh, Ben's that scorer. Like, Ben's never been that
that's
scorer.
What they wanted him to be. I never thought, because I looked at him when he was at LSU.
I don't even think in LSU.
LSU, he was never
10.
Exactly. LSU, he was not this offensive threat that they made him out to be when he came to Philly. I just think that Philly tried to force feed him into doing that. Yeah. And they learned real quick that, he ain't the guy for that. That's why they started giving the ball more to Embiid, because Embiid showed in college, I can score the ball. Yeah. And then coming to the pros, once I get past my injury bug, I can score the ball. So I think that's what changed over the time. But yeah, Ben just, I don't know, man. At this point, if he don't get it in gear now, I don't know when is he ever gonna get it in gear and show a little bit more.
Still got 3 or 4 more years.
Yeah, and then with them getting rid of Kyrie, now it's like, now my last question for you before we get out of here: what does KD do now?
Come to Dallas. It's been a nice episode.
Yeah, man. That's going to wrap this episode up, man. Thank y'all again for watching Off the Bench. As always, comment down below. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, share this content, because it definitely helps us grow the channel. And also, with whatever you write down below, we'll definitely do our very best to implement on the next show. But like always, man, I want to thank y'all. But until next time, peace.